Nestled deep in the heart of Georgia, Zilch Falls was the kind of town where time seemed to slow down. Folks would sit on their porches, sipping sweet tea. Zilch Falls was known for its charm, its hospitality, and one other thing: peanut butter. That's right, peanut butter, the kind that makes a sandwich sing. The folks of Zilch Falls were proud of their peanut butter. It was their lifeblood, their legacy. Some might say it was excessive, but not the people of Zilch Falls. They knew what they liked, and they liked peanut butter. The Zilch Falls Peanut Butter Factory was more than just a factory. It was a landmark. Every day, the sweet aroma of roasted peanuts wafted through the air, a siren song to every stomach in town. The factory workers, bless their souls, treated their jobs with the utmost seriousness. They knew they weren't just making peanut butter. They were crafting happiness, one jar at a time. Life was good in Zilch Falls. What could possibly go wrong?
Bang, something ain't right. What's that, Bob? This peanut butter, it's been tampered with. What do you mean tampered with? Smell it? Something's rotten in Zilch Falls, and it ain't just the bananas in this here car. We gotta get to the bottom of this, Bang. For the sake of the town.
Bang! His donut, momentarily forgotten, nodded in agreement. He might not have been the sharpest tool in the shed, but even he knew that tampering with peanut butter was a serious offense. This was a job for deputies Bob Bangles and Bang Bobbles, the peanut butter protectors, the guardians of good taste. They were on the case.
Something's definitely up, Bang, and I don't mean the price of peanuts. Let's go get us some answers, buddy.
The rusty gates of the Zilch Falls Peanut Butter Factory loomed before them, the cheerful peanut butter jar logo seeming to mock them with its innocent grin. A wave of a strange, ashy smell hit them as they approached the entrance and pushed open the factory doors. The scene that greeted them was chaos. Workers scurried this way and that, their faces a mixture of confusion and fear. The foreman, a burly man with a handlebar mustache that could rival a walrus, was red in the face, yelling instructions at anyone within earshot.
What in tarnation is going on here?
The foreman, startled by the sudden arrival of law enforcement, practically jumped out of his steel-toed boots.
Deputies, thank goodness you're here. We got ourselves a situation.
A situation? What kind of situation?
The foreman, wringing his hands, pointed a trembling finger at the production line.
The peanut butter. It's contaminated.
Bob and Bang exchanged a look, so their suspicions were confirmed. But who would do such a thing? And why?
Contaminated with what?
The foreman took a deep breath, his mustache quivering.
Cigarette ash. And something else. Something metallic.
Metallic, like what?
Manganese. We found traces of it in the contaminated batches.
Manganese? In their peanut butter? Bob and Bang knew they were dealing with something bigger than they could have imagined. This wasn't just a case of a rogue smoker with a peanut butter fetish. This was a full-blown conspiracy, and they were determined to get to the bottom of it, one peanut butter jar at a time.
Why in tarnation would anyone put manganese in peanut butter? That's what's got me stumped, Bang. It's not like it's readily available. Who just has manganese lying around?
The word echoed in Bob's mind as he and Bang holed up in their makeshift office at the police station. Someone's deliberately targeting the peanut butter factory. But why? The more they dug, the deeper the mystery became. They uncovered whispers of secret meetings, hushed phone calls, and suspicious deliveries to the factory after hours. Someone was playing a dangerous game, and they were using Zilch Falls' beloved peanut butter as their pawn.
We need to find out who's behind this, Bang. And we need to find out fast before this whole town goes nuts.
As Bob and Bang delved deeper into the peanut butter conspiracy, they realized that any one of them could be behind it. There was Old Man Withers, who swore he'd seen Elvis riding a giant peanut butter jar through town the night the contamination began. Then there was Miss Maybelline, the cat lady, whose feline companions mysteriously developed a taste for peanut butter sandwiches. And let's not forget about Timmy, the paperboy, who always seemed to be lurking near the factory, his pockets stuffed with what looked suspiciously like manganese-laced peanut butter crackers. Bob and Bang interviewed every suspect they could find, from the town drunk to the local librarian, but each lead turned out to be a dead end. The manganese mystery was proving to be tougher to crack than a peanut brittle stuck in a deputy's badge.
We're going in circles, Bang. Every time we think we're getting close, we hit another dead end.
Days turned into nights, and still, the peanut butter bandits remained at large. Every clue they followed led to another dead end. Every suspect another wild goose chase. They chased after runaway delivery trucks, interrogated suspicious squirrels, and even staked out the town's annual peanut butter sculpting contest, all to no avail. The pressure was mounting. The townsfolk, once jovial and carefree, were now a jittery, suspicious bunch, eyeing each other's peanut butter sandwiches with distrust. The mayor, a sweaty, nervous man with a penchant for ill-fitting suits, was breathing down their necks, demanding results.
We gotta crack this case, Bob. The town's going nuts, and frankly, so am I.
Just when they were about to give in to despair, the phone rang. The shrill ring cut through the silence of the police station like a siren song.
Deputy Bangles here.
A raspy voice, barely a whisper, spoke on the other end.
It's about the peanut butter. I know who's behind it.
The voice, disguised and shrouded in static, sent chills down Bob's spine. It was a voice that reeked of fear, of secrets whispered in the dead of night.
Who is this?
It doesn't matter. What matters is what I know. They call him Mayor Marlboro. He's the one poisoning the peanut butter.
Bob's grip tightened on the receiver. Mayor Marlboro? The town's beloved, if slightly eccentric leader? It seemed impossible, and yet, the more Bob thought about it, the more it made a strange sort of sense. The mayor had been acting strangely lately, more nervous, more secretive. And his recent obsession with manganese supplements seemed suspicious, to say the least. There was a long pause, filled only by the crackle of static. Then the voice spoke again, each word heavy with dread.
He's in too deep, and he'll do anything to keep his secret safe. Bob's mind was racing. Mayor Marlboro, the peanut butter poisoner? It seemed like something out of one of Bang's cheesy detective novels. But as Bob looked at his partner, his face pale and drawn, he knew this was no fictional tale. This was real, and they were running out of time to stop it.
The tipster, their voice a mere ghost on the line, had given them a location, the Zilch Falls Walmart.
Mayor Marlboro, he's got a stash house hidden underneath. Entrance is disguised, looks like a urinal in the men's bathroom. Be careful, deputies, he's a dangerous man.
The line went dead. Bob and Bang exchanged a look. A urinal? Seriously?
Well, Bang, Bob said, a wry grin spreading across his face. Guess we're going undercover.
The Zilch Falls Walmart, a beacon of commerce in a town otherwise untouched by modernity, hummed with the sounds of shoppers and bargain hunters. Bob and Bang, trying to look inconspicuous, which given their matching plaid shirts and mirrored sunglasses was a tall order, casually strolled towards the men's bathroom.
You sure about this, Bob?
Bob, already kneeling in front of the suspect urinal, gave it an experimental jiggle.
Only one way to find out, buddy.
A click echoed through the bathroom, and the urinal swung inwards, revealing a dark, narrow passageway leading downwards.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle, Bang breathed, peering over Bob's shoulder.
The air in the secret stash house was thick with the aroma of peanut butter. But this wasn't the sweet, comforting smell of Zilch Falls' finest. This was different. It was tainted, acrid, with an undercurrent of something metallic and wrong. Bob and Bang exchanged a nervous glance. The ladder creaked precariously beneath their combined weight, leading down into a cavernous space lit by flickering fluorescent bulbs. As their eyes adjusted to the dim light, a scene of utter chaos greeted them. Giant vats of peanut butter, their surfaces swirling with a strange gray sludge, lined the walls. Men in hazmat suits scurried like ants, their faces obscured by gas masks, while others unloaded crates of... Was that manganese?
Holy moly, Bang whispered, his eyes wide with disbelief.
Before Bob could respond, a gruff voice boomed from the shadows.
Well, 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 look what the cat dragged in.
A group of burly figures emerged from the darkness, their faces grim, their hands resting menacingly on their belts.
You two ain't supposed to be down here, deputies. And now, a voice chuckled, cold and menacing, you won't be leaving.
Their captors wasted no time. Bob and Bang, relieved of their weapons and their dignity, found themselves hanging upside down, bound together back to back, suspended over a vat of bubbling, contaminated peanut butter.
Any last words, deputies?
I always thought peanut butter was best enjoyed upside down.
Bob, ever the optimist, tried to wriggle free, but the ropes were tight. He could feel the warm, sickly sweet breath of the contaminated peanut butter on his hair.
Not today, fellas, he muttered through gritted teeth.
Bang, usually the jokester, was unusually quiet. He stared down at the churning peanut butter abyss, his face pale.
You okay, Bang?
Bob asked, his voice strained. Bang took a deep breath, then let out a shaky laugh.
You know, Bob, he said, his voice surprisingly steady. We've been through a lot together, haven't we?
Bob, confused but ever the supportive buddy, nodded.
Donut heists, squirrel stampedes, that time we accidentally glued ourselves to the hood of the patrol car.
Bob chuckled, trying to ignore the fact that they were about to be dipped in a vat of toxic peanut butter. Bang's eyes twinkled.
Good times. But through it all, we've always had each other's backs, right?
Bob felt a surge of warmth, despite their predicament.
You bet your sweet tea, buddy, he said, his voice thick with emotion.
Bang grinned, and for a moment, the fear in his eyes vanished.
That's right, he said, his voice filled with a newfound strength. We're partners, we're buddies, and no amount of contaminated peanut butter is going to stop us now. Hold on tight, Bob, we're about to do something crazy.
Bob, trusting his partner implicitly, held on for dear life as Bang began to swing their conjoined bodies, using the momentum to gain height. With each swing, they got closer to the platform where their captors stood, their faces a mixture of amusement and disbelief.
What in tarnation?
One of the goons began, but before he could finish the sentence, Bob and Bang launched themselves forward, their combined weight slamming into the surprised henchman. The platform shook, ropes snapped, and with a mighty splash, the goons tumbled into the vat of contaminated peanut butter, their cries of surprise swallowed by the churning goo. Bob and Bang landed in a heap on the platform, dazed but triumphant.
See, Bob, what did I tell you? The power of buddy always prevails.
They had escaped the peanut butter peril, but their work wasn't over yet. The mastermind, Mayor Marlboro himself, was still out there, and they were coming for him, armed with the power of friendship and a whole lot of questions.
This place is huge. It's like a peanut butter Fort Knox down here.
Indeed, the corridor stretched before them, a seemingly endless tunnel lined floor to ceiling with shelves stacked high with jars of peanut butter. But these weren't the wholesome, life-affirming jars that graced the shelves of Zilch Falls General Store. These were different, their labels askew like the eyes of a cornered animal.
This must be where he's been stashing the contaminated peanut butter. But why? What's the point of all this?
As if in answer to his question, a muffled voice echoed from deeper within the labyrinth.
You see, gentlemen, it's quite simple, really. It's all about supply and demand, or rather, manipulating them both.
The voice, smooth as peanut butter but with a sharp, bitter edge, led them to a set of steel doors emblazoned with a symbol that sent a chill down Bob's spine. A peanut with a skull for a face. This was it. The source of Zilch Falls' peanut butter woes. Bang, ever the brave, or perhaps just hungry one, kicked the doors open. The sight that greeted them was as shocking as it was absurd. The room, bathed in the eerie glow of a giant computer screen, was less a criminal mastermind's lair and more a den of eccentric luxury. Plush velvet chairs sat beside a mahogany desk piled high with spreadsheets, and oddly enough, a half-eaten jar of pickled eggs. And at the center of it all, clad in a silk smoking jacket and puffing on a cigar the size of a small sausage, stood Mayor Marlboro.
Gentlemen, so good of you to finally join me. I do apologize for the, shall we say, unconventional method of invitation, but you understand, a man in my position can't be too careful.
Mayor Marlboro, you're under arrest. You're going to turn off whatever crazy scheme you've got going on here, and then you're going to explain yourself.
Under arrest? My dear deputy, you haven't grasped the sheer brilliance of my plan. I was going to be a legend, the peanut butter baron of Zilch Falls. By contaminating a portion of the supply, I drive up demand, create a panic, then swoop in with my reserves of pure, untainted peanut butter, sold at an exorbitant markup, of course. I'd be swimming in peanut butter profits. The town would hail me as a hero.
Mayor, with all due respect, your plan is as nutty as a squirrel's breakfast. Now you have the right to remain silent.
But the statue, the profits, the pickled eggs.
It's okay, Mayor. Sometimes even the best laid plans go a little nutty.
News of Mayor Marlboro's arrest, his peanut butter poisoning plot foiled by two bumbling but determined deputies, spread through Zilch Falls like wildfire on a hot summer day. The townsfolk, initially skeptical that their beloved mayor could be capable of such treachery, were aghast.
Mayor Marlboro? The Manganese maniac? I always knew there was something fishy about him, especially the way he ate his grits, with a spoon.
Those poor deputies, risking their lives for our peanut butter. They're heroes, I tell you, heroes.
In a gesture of gratitude so grand, so heartwarming, so quintessentially Zilch Falls, the town council commissioned a statue in Bob and Bang's honor. The unveiling ceremony was a grand affair, complete with a marching band, a peanut butter fountain, and a whole lot of heartfelt speeches about bravery, friendship, and the importance of trusting your gut, especially when it came to the smell of contaminated peanut butter. The statue itself, a bronze masterpiece depicting Bob and Bang standing back to back, arms crossed and chests puffed out, quickly became a local landmark. The events of the peanut butter conspiracy, once a source of fear and uncertainty, became a badge of honor for Bob and Bang. They were local heroes, their faces plastered on billboards, their names whispered with reverence in every diner and gas station from Zilch Falls to, well, the next town over. Their newfound fame, however, wasn't something they sought out. In fact, it made them downright uncomfortable. They were just two ordinary deputies who liked their coffee strong, their donuts even stronger, and their peanut butter free of dangerous chemicals and hidden agendas. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. It all started with a local book club, inviting them to speak about their experience. Then came the Rotary Club, the Garden Society, and even a group of particularly enthusiastic Squirrel Scouts. Don't ask. Before they knew it, Bob and Bang were bona fide motivational speakers, traveling the country, spreading their message of teamwork, friendship, and the importance of following your nose. People were drawn to their genuine camaraderie and their unwavering belief in the power of two ordinary guys to achieve extraordinary things. Years passed. The peanut butter factory in Zilch Falls was back in business, churning out jars of creamy goodness that were the envy of the South. Mayor Marlboro, his dreams of peanut butter domination dashed, was serving out his sentence, with time off for good behavior, mostly because no one else could stand his constant complaining about the lack of variety in the prison cafeteria's selection of pickled eggs. And Bob and Bang, they were still going strong, their friendship as unbreakable as a well-made peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They had long since retired from the world of law enforcement, but their legend lived on, not just in the bronze likeness that graced the town square of Zilch Falls, but in the countless lives they touched with their message of hope, humor, and the enduring power of true friendship. As the sun set on another successful speaking tour, casting long shadows across the highway, Bob, his hair a little grayer, his belly a little rounder, turned to his partner, a mischievous glint in his eye.
You know, Bang, I reckon we showed them city folk a thing or two about the power of Buddy, wouldn't you say? We sure did, Bob, we sure did. Now pass those cookies over here before I have to slap you with a subpoena.
And so with a laugh and a shared love of all things peanut butter, Bob and Bang rode off into the sunset, their story a testament to the unbreakable bond of friendship, proving that even in a world full of manganese-laced conspiracies and pickled egg obsessions, the power of Buddy always prevails. The end.